You are listening to the Confidence Chronicles podcast, episode number 36. Hola, hola. It's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start reclaiming your confidence. Start standing in your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, no filter needed. You are fucking awesome. I am here to remind you I'm a confidence coach and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. What's happening? Welcome back, people. I am having a fabulous day, as always. I hope you are, and if you're not, it's okay. It's okay to not always have a fabulous day. I am blessed when I do my podcast that I do it when I'm in very happy moods because, I want to be excited and pump you up, girl, and get you the love and bitch slap you need to get your shits in order. So thank you for the love. As always, I start my podcast thanking you, and I finish thanking you because there would be no podcast without you. So thank you for listening wherever you are, however you are today. Happy, sad, feeling however you're feeling. It's totally okay and it's totally normal. I got some love from the last podcast, The Confidence to Love Again, from a lot of you on Instagram. And I just want to say, if you listen and you share, a little screenshot tagging me at the Queen of Confidence on Instagram, thank you so much. I always reshare. If you do post, I try to repost. Be patient with me because I get all these messages. So I try to get to everybody and I comment back to everyone, because why wouldn't you comment back to your peeps? Thank you for the love, and thank you for sharing. And if you get a moment and you feel called to on iTunes and leave a little review, because for some weird reason Spotify does not let you review the podcast, people are finding it anyway, so that makes me happy. I don't mind. So yes, thank you, and high freaking five to you. I hope that your day gets better as you listen. Today's podcast episode is something that I talked about in a Q&A Tuesday. So if you're new, I do something every Tuesday called Q&A Tuesday. And it is a live video on Instagram and Facebook where I answer a listener's question. So people send me questions and I answer it on Q&A Tuesday. It's quick. It's like 10 to 15 minutes. And I got this question, or I got a topic about, someone being negative and, wanting to move away from a toxic family member, something along those lines. And so it really sparked this hashtag that a few of my ladies in the sisterhood did called Know Who You Are Fucking With. So this podcast is all about know who you are fucking with, meaning know who you are dealing with and act accordingly. I'll give you an amazing example. I just had a client this morning who has a negative mother, air quotes negative, right? Whatever that means for her. Her mother's negative. It's her mom's fault. She's not nice. She compares her and her sister to each other. She's always got something to say. She always talks down to this client of mine. And my client is clearly really angry with her mom and wishes she didn't have her as a mom, wishes her mom was different. And she gets constantly pissed off and triggered and upset by her mother, and she allows her mother to make her feel all these feelings. And I say she allows because, remember, like y'all been listening, nobody makes you feel shit. You decide to feel it. And I know it sounds crazy revolutionary, but it's so true. Nobody can make you angry. You have to decide that whatever you're hearing triggers that emotion of anger in you for whatever reason. So this client of mine was telling me about her mother and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm a massive fan of Byron Katie's book, Loving What Is. I've talked about her so much on the podcast because when I found her work, I just was like, oh my God, this woman's work is fantastic. She talks a lot about how the thoughts we think, will bring us so much stress. And the most of the time, almost every thought you think is bullshit. It's either a fucking lie or a bullshit story that you're telling yourself that's not serving you, that is keeping you angry, stressed out, low consciousness, shit. And you continue to believe these thoughts. And my shit is like, when you believe a thought or when you think a thought, it creates feelings, right? And then you take action on these feelings, and then you get results in the real fucking world based off of a thought that's not even fucking true. A bullshit thought, and then you take action on it and you get a result in the real world. What? That's crazy, right? So what I was saying to her is, who is your mother? What do you know your mother to be? Oh, well, my mother's judgmental. My mother, compares me to my sister. My mother's rude. My mother's mean. My mother's blah. My mother's that. Great. So why the fuck, when you see your mother and you hang out with her, do you expect her to be someone else? Ask yourself that question, because literally we do this all the time. We think that the people who are negative, who are liars, who are bitches, who are rude, who are whatever the words are that you're defining these people that piss you off, that when you see them and you interact with them, you can't believe they're being who they are. And you can't believe it, and you wish that they were different. And I'm like, you're insane, because what do liars do? They lie. What do cheaters do? They cheat. What do negative people do? They're negative. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you that's tripping. It's totally you that's tripping. It's not them. My mother, I talk about her a lot. Y'all know I love my mother to death, but she cares so much what people think about her. She wants her makeup done and her nails and her earrings match, and she has to have her hair done before she leaves the house. She has to have her toes painted. It's really, really, really frustrating when she stays with me and she comes from Boston to live in Australia with me for 2 months or 1 month or 3 months. Can you believe we did 3 months once? Oh my God, never again. And I got 2 babies. I'm doing my shit. I'm doing my podcast. I'm hustling. I'm working. I'm seeing clients back to back. We live a very fast lifestyle. And my mother takes forever to leave the house. And I'm like, Ma, come on, let's go. Hurry up, hurry up. It's like having a fucking teenager. I got 2 babies and I got a teenager when she comes. And I'm like, Mom, come on. What are you doing? And I say to myself, Erica, you're tripping. What do you think she's doing? She's taking forever to get ready because that's who she is. She's making sure her lipstick matches her nail polish. She's changing her nail polish again. She's changing her clothes because she worries about what people will think and say about how she's dressed. Because in her eyes and in her life, she values the way she looks to that level that she cares about what people think about her. Now, nothing wrong with that. I got my nails done today for the first time. If you check out Instagram stories, you can see it depending on when you look. It's January 31st right now, so if you're looking right now, you will see. I got my nails done. Acrylics at that, right? I never get my nails done. Not that I don't, I just don't get my nails done. I don't have time. I'm busy. I'm doing my thing. I'm like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. And I don't care if people go, oh, her nails are ugly. Her nails aren't painted. But now I'm doing it for me. Like, that's a bit of self-care. And if I look at my nails and they look pretty, I won't put them in my mouth. I won't bite my nails. It's a bit of habit creation, a new, better habit for me, right? And then it makes me feel like, oh, look at my nails. They're pretty. And it makes me feel something different. It's a feeling. So for me, I'm like, hello, I know who she is. I know who my mom is. My mom would never leave the house without her nails painted or makeup on or nice shoes or toes that match her hands or whatever. So when I try to tell her off about that, or when I go, God, I wish she didn't care so much what people think. I wish she wouldn't pick at me when I don't have my nails painted or I don't have lipstick on. She's constantly, Erika, you know you should wear some lipstick. I'm like, okay, Mom. I don't fight with her. I don't go, I can't believe you said that to me. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't be like that. You should accept me for who I am. You should be more loving towards your daughter. No, she shouldn't. She should be exactly who she is, which is someone who cares about what she looks like. So, of course, she tries to put it on me. As long as I know who she is, I don't have to become her. But I also don't need to be delusional thinking that she's going to be like me. Does that make sense? I hope you get this, because when you know who you're fucking with, you act accordingly. Meaning, with my mom, I act accordingly. The minute she tries to attack me about my physical appearance, I'm like, Ma, please, I don't care about that. Change the subject. Anyway, tell me something else. Next topic. That's what I say to her. I go, Ma, next topic. And she's like, okay. So she already knows. I don't want to talk about that. That doesn't matter to me. What else is happening? Or she starts bitching about how negative and bad her life is. She starts talking about my auntie or my cousin or whoever. She starts going into shit. I'm like, anyway, Ma, so next topic, what's going well for you? And I'm trying to coach my mom. You know what I'm saying? Because I know who she is. I'm not expecting Gandhi to pick up the phone and go, hey, Erika, how are you? Tell me about your personal development. You know, I read this book. It's amazing. I feel so amazing. I feel like my consciousness is expanding, you know? No, my mom's not doing that shit. You know what I mean? She's talking about the same shit she talks about, because that's my mom. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. The only wrong thing is if you're judging yourself or judging that person, that she shouldn't be like that. Yes, she should. You should be the one that gets smart. If you're listening to the podcast, that means you're on a journey of working on your shit, and you're on a journey of developing yourself. Is the person you're talking about on that same journey? Probably not. If you're talking shit about your parents or your auntie or your friend who's negative, they're probably not on the same journey as you. So of course they're going to be like that. Guess what you get to do? You act accordingly. You protect yourself. You have your boundaries. Y'all kill me. I'll be talking to some of you. You'd be like, yeah, but my friend's doing this again. And, you know, she's with the same guy and she always does the same thing and blah, blah, blah. And it just pisses me off and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who do you expect your friend to be? Like miraculously go to sleep and wake up as somebody brand new? And then when she is who she is, you get upset. And I'm like, that's insane. So Byron Katie's book, which I've talked about before, but if you haven't heard or if you need a reminder, she says you need to love what is. She says don't fight with reality because you lose 100% of the time. So if I was to say I shouldn't be this short or my mother shouldn't be like that, I live stressed the fuck out when I think that, because guess what? I am this height and my mother is the way she is. So why fight what is? Can you learn to love what is? Can you learn to work around your circumstances? So I'm not saying enable these negative people in your life, but I'm saying if you know your auntie is always going to talk about your weight when you see her, act accordingly. Don't go there. And people be like, so I can divorce my family? Hell yeah, you can. So I can have surface conversations with my parents? Yep. Yes, you can. You are allowed to not tell them the details you don't want to tell them if they're not going to treat the details with all the respect and love that you deserve to have. You can't change them, but you can most definitely change how you deal and address and work with them. You don't have to give them your all. You know what I'm trying to say to you? You don't have to, if your boss is a certain way and you know that's the way he is, you don't have to continue to do that same behavior that you always do just because that's how he is. You could change the way you are, and believe me, it'll change that relationship. If you always stay after work late and you always do the work at home and it gets done and you're like, my boss doesn't appreciate me, he doesn't put staff and he doesn't support me and he doesn't give me a pay rise because, he doesn't appreciate me or whatever, and you continuously continue to do the work, even though you're stressed the fuck out, you're tired, and you know it's too much work, but you keep doing it, how is he going to know that you can't handle it? Guess what? You teach people how to treat you, which I talked about in another podcast. So you go, I'm not doing it anymore. Hey, I can't do this. It's too much. And you don't do it. And then he may still put pressure on you because that's who he is. And then you act accordingly. Listen, here are my boundaries. Home is home, work is work. I'm not doing it. Then guess what? He has to come to terms with that. And he or she, whoever your boss is, will have to put systems into place because you're not doing the work anymore. And that's fucking how it works. You can still have healthy relationships with these people in your life. You just have to keep your boundaries. You just need to know that your mother is not going to be the healing, Reiki, fucking spiritual, orgasmic, amazing person that's going to give you beautiful life advice. She's going to possibly judge the way you mother. That's who she is. Okay. My husband's not romantic. He's not. I love him. He's fucking everything else for me. He is not romantic. And that's who he is. Great. And now I act accordingly. If I want romance, I bring it. He knows I'm not clean. I hate cleaning. I do not clean. I would rather pay for a cleaner, but he's like, no, I'll clean. Cool. Don't expect me. He knows I do not take out the trash. I will do dishes sometimes, but I don't do them. I really just don't do them. And then when I do, he's like, oh, beautiful. Thanks, honey. But he knows that I'm not the clean freak of the house. So he cleans. So the things you want, can you be that? If you want more romance in your life, can you bring the romance? And can you know that, hey, my husband's just not romantic. This is not who he is. Okay, cool. You don't have to make a fucking story about how he should be and that that's wrong. You're the one judging it. You know what I'm saying? I know who my mother is. And guess what? I was blessed with women that treat me like I'm their daughter. So they are my air quotes, extra mothers. My mother-in-law, she's an amazing mother. And I get to have her as my mother. She's not my real mother, but she's like a mother. When I was in the army, I had a lady who's Sergeant Lopez. Fucking Mama Lopez is my mother. She's an amazing mother. And she comes to Australia, she visits me, she looks after me and the kids. She's amazing. She does all the mothering I need. So yeah, okay, maybe my mother's not that way, but she's like that. So technically, I still got what I needed through another mother. And she could be my mother. And I still have my mom. So it's like, do you really need for these people to be who you need them to be? Or can you accept that they are the way they are? And you're the one that's on the personal development journey. So act accordingly. When you're around these people, protect yourself. Right? When you want to hang out with your family, Christmas was a perfect example. I'm sure some of y'all had family member around or family members that triggered you or bothered you around and they were talking about shit you don't want to talk about. You have a choice to get up from that table, change the conversation. You don't have to fight with them and try to make them see your point and try to make them wrong so you be right. That does nothing. That's exhausting. And really, if you think about it, they're not going to learn anyway. Because as if they're going to go, yeah, you're right and I'm wrong. They're not. Chauvinistic men are going to be chauvinistic. Don't be trying to be like, listen, it's 2019. Women are in power and you need to make your wife dinner and she doesn't always need to make you dinner. That's not going to be a reality for that couple. Let them work that shit out. Be okay with what is. and then put your own boundaries into place for yourself so that you know who you're fucking with and you act accordingly. I hope that this serves you. It's a short little snippet, this one, because there's nothing more to be said. You just need to know who you're dealing with and expect them to be that. Expect the liars to lie. I'm not saying liars can't change. I'm just saying it's not your fucking business to change them. You make sense? I'm not saying that people who cheated can't change. It's just not your business to change that person. They need to want to change. They need to want to see that there is actually a problem and I need to fix it. And if they're willing to fix it, I've worked with clients who, man, it doesn't matter what I do or say, they're not ready to shift or take any action. And it's so frustrating because I'm like, man, I can see your whole life ahead of you could be so fucking amazing if you would just do the work and pull your head out of your ass and stop making excuses and being a fucking victim. If you would just do the work and look at yourself from a different perspective, your whole life will be different. But who cares what I think? If they're not ready and willing to do it, what's the point? So you just let it go and let them be who they are. And you live a happy life and you do you. Because remember, out of your control are other people. Out of your control is the past. In your control is your fucking self. How you think, how you feel, how you act, the results that you get, your behavior, how you want to dress, how you want to live your life. All of that is in your control. So don't allow other people to fuck with you. You stand your ground, you hold your boundaries, and you make sure that what you do is in your control, and that's about it. Everybody else, act accordingly. Get boundaries sorted, and that's it. What can you do? So I hope that gives you a little bit of peace and a little bit more of understanding of, you know what? I can't change people. You know what? Not about giving up on people, but just letting them find their way. And when you're fucking with someone, know who you're fucking with. And that's about it, y'all. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your time, your ears, your support, your love, your questions. Please connect. You can head over to Instagram at The Queen of Confidence or Facebook at The Queen of Confidence and hit me up. Or if you're not on Facebook or Instagram, email me, yo. My email is erica@thequeenofconfidence.com. I cannot wait to hear from you. I thank you. I love you. This podcast is for you. Go out there and be great, y'all.